What is going on, guys? It's a Notorious TCG here, back again with another video, but most importantly, thank you so much for checking out my channel. Today's an important video because I'm giving you my top 10 most important non-enchanted cards in Disney Lorcana, the first chapter, cards that I think will have a high long-term value, and cards that are valuable right now. And last but not least, before we get started, I did want to mention I'm giving away a gift set to one lucky winner. I'm doing a raffle at the end of the week. There will also be 3 winners, so the other 2 winners will get a booster pack that I will mail. I draw winners at the end of the week, so all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to one of those videos this week. There will be this video. I will post a link in the description for the other video, and then be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to a video in the future. If you've already subscribed, you will already be entered, so don't worry about that, and good luck to everybody. So before we get started, I do have 3 honorable mentions, which are cards that probably could have made the list but didn't, cards that I still think have a high long-term value for collectors. Honorable mention number 1 is Steamboat Willie, aka Mickey Mouse Steamboat Pilot. This card has been one of the faces of Lorcana. It's relatively inexpensive. It even made its way to a playmat in the TCG that came out that you can purchase. This card is around $10 to $15 in its hollow foil form right now. It's not as valuable as the other cards, but I could see it getting there at some point. That's why it didn't make the list, but definitely keep your eye out for Mickey Mouse Steamboat Pilot. It's a dope card. I love the green in it, and it looks really nice on a foil version. Honorable mention number 2 is Stitch Rockstar. This card is probably $20 to $30, which is more expensive than some of the cards on my list, but once we get into the list, it will make a lot more sense why Stitch didn't make the cut, but it's still a great card for investments. I think it'll be worth maybe $40 to $50 down the line, but it's still a great card to keep your eye out. You can get this card for around $20 right now, which is a great deal, I think. Honorable mention number 3 is the Lorcana Discard Error card. So apparently this card has been randomly inserted into some packs. You could go on eBay and see that there is a discard error card. For people that like crimp cards, for people that like error cards, this is definitely something you might want to consider getting your hands on. It is very expensive right now. It's selling between $180 to $200, so it's not cheap, but it's also, it could have a high long-term value down the road. We've seen this with other TCGs. Error cards are super expensive, so consider taking a look at this card, and if it fits you, consider picking up a copy. Now for my top 10. At number 10 is Ariel, Spectacular Singer in a hollow foil version. This card right now is $20 to $25 at auction, and I think it's a great card if you want to pick up something that's relatively inexpensive but could have a high long-term value. $20 to $25 is not bad to pick up a copy of this card. It's great artwork, and that's why it made my top 10. Coming in at number 9 is A Whole New World, hollow foil, the only song that made it to the top 10, and that's the most popular song in this set. This sells for around $30 right now, which is pretty good. It's an iconic card that we've been seeing, and it looks like it's really hard to pull, so if you could find a copy of this for less than $30, I think people should strike on it. I think it's a great card. This is actually one of the cards that I would consider grading. Despite its low price, I think it will have a higher value long term. I could see this being a $50 to $80 card, and even more if it's a PSA 10 copy. Not to mention there's collectors out there that specialize in only buying songs, so this being the rarest song to get, it is going to have high value for collectors that are looking for songs and building their collection that way. And in at number 8 is Hades Infernal Schemer Legendary Hollow Foil. So Hades and all the other copies in the TCG have been really underrated in my opinion. They're not selling for as much as I thought. This card is selling for about $35 to $40, which is a little underrated in my opinion. I think it's a sick card. It probably is in that $50 to $60 range, so I think you can get this card at undervalue right now. If you see it strike at $30 to $40, I would definitely consider picking up a copy. Coming in at number 7, you already know what it is. My favorite card in the set. It's Tinkerbell Giant Fairy hollow foil. Tinkerbell Giant Fairy is easy money right now. It's selling for about $45 in the foil version. In the non-foil, it's selling from $25 to $30. So you might as well pay the extra money and get the Tinkerbell Giant Fairy in a foil version. The fact that they made this card in an enchanted form only increases the value of this card. I can see it being worth $100 in a PSA 9, and who knows, in a Gem Mint 10, definitely cracks the $150 mark. So this card is easy money in the bank if you do want to pick up a copy. If you see a copy for $40, I would definitely try to strike on it because it really is a sick card. Great artwork, my favorite card in the set, but let's keep going. Number 6 is probably the most consistent character in the set that is selling for the most consistent prices, and that is Belle, Strange but Special. So Belle, Strange but Special has actually been selling at the most consistent prices out of all of these cards. It's selling at around $50 to $65 right now, which I don't see it dipping down. I can only see this card being a great long-term investment, so I would definitely consider picking up a copy. If it is at that $50 mark, then that's good value in my opinion. Number 5 is Stitch, Carefree Surfer. Stitch also has an Enchanted card, which I think increases the value of this card. It's worth about $75 right now in the Legendary Holo form, which is a good buy in my opinion. I think this is more of like a $100 card down the road as Lorcana progresses. So I think if you can strike between $60 to $70 on this card, I think that's very well bought, and I would consider getting this card graded just because of the popularity of the character. Getting down to it, number 4, I have Rapunzel, Gifted with Healing, Legendary Holo. This is such a sick card. I wish I had it. This sells for around $80 to $90, which is worth it in my opinion because I really do see this card cracking over $100, a graded copy between $150 and $200. So if you have the card, do not hesitate to get it graded. In my opinion, I think it's easy money. It's a no-brainer, and if you want to strike on this price, definitely try to get it between $80. No more than $100. I think that's over ask, but it's definitely not a bad long-term investment if you do want this card. And number 3 is one of the big heavy hitters in the set. Literally, it's Maleficent Monstrous Dragon. This card is so sick. It might be one of my favorite cards in the set, not the, but one of. It sells for about $75 to $95 within that range. If you can get it for $75, that is a steal. If you can get it for $80 to $95, I think it's well bought. I could see this card being $120 to $150 ungraded, and I think graded it could get to $150 to $200 for PSA 9, and PSA 10, who knows, I think it cracks the $300 mark. It's a very popular character, and Maleficent, you cannot go wrong from a long-term investment standpoint if you're a collector. And number 2 is Elsa, Spirit of Winter. This card is a $100 card. I could see it getting to $120 to $130, maybe $150 in the not too distant future. If you have this card, I would 100% try to get it graded because a copy of this card is extremely rare, so if you have it, take good care of it. A PSA 9 probably would crack the $200 mark in my opinion because Elsa is one of the most popular characters at Disney. The card looks sick. It's a playable character in the TCG, and it really is just a fantastic card to have, let alone a card for long-term value. You definitely would get a good return on your investment if you do grade this card. If you're looking to pick up a raw copy of this card, if you can get it under $100, I honestly think that that's well bought. Coming in at number 1, it is the great and powerful Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. Card ungraded is $90 to $100. If you have a graded copy of this card, I've seen a Gem Mint 10 copy sell for over $350 on eBay, which is absolutely insane. So this card really is the face of the TCG right now of Disney Lorcana. Its face is on a package, the card's on a package, so it really is the home run of the set. If you have this card, I would 100% consider grading it. Even a PSA 9 copy could crack the $200 mark, and it really is just easy money in the bank if you have this card and you decide to get it graded. This concludes today's video. If you do like this content, feel free to leave a comment and subscribe for more videos. I really do appreciate all the comments and all the support and the help in growing this channel, and I hope everyone has a great day.